Hey, what it do, y'all? Why do I feel that Valentine's Day is for suckers? Well, let's just get to the suckus, Sucks. So for the guys, why is Valentine's Day for suckers? And as a disclaimer, this is no pun intended for those who call themselves celebrating Valentine's Day. But I just figured I'd put my perspective out there. So here it is. Like I said, for the guys, it's like when Tupac wrote that song, Sucker for Love. And, check that song out. Maybe check that song out, then come back to listen to the rest of this video. But overall, you just dealing with a guy that he simped out, just did what he could for love. And a lot of guys probably have done that this past Valentine's. Growing up, I've seen it to where guys would do so much for love for a chick who may not even love him. It's just something that she's willing to accept for the moment until she get another guy to get on it. You know what I'm saying? So he get her all the boxes of chocolate and the roses and the Hallmark cars talking about I love you. Instead of showing this love 24/7, 365, you gotta just wait until it's done on a day called Valentine's Day. Now, throughout YouTube, you can just look up kind of the origins of Valentine's Day. I won't go into that right now. You can look that up for yourself. But yes, there are a lot of demonic things to say about the origins of Valentine's Day. All I will say in a nutshell is just the simple fact that Valentine's Day is very similar to trick or treat. You had to give the spirits a treat in order for a trick not be done unto you by those spirits. So similar to Halloween is Valentine's Day, where you have to basically give your partner some type of loving in order to ward off certain spirits. And obviously this would be in the hopes of you to having some type of fertility, not entirely the full accuracy of the origins of Valentine's Day, but just giving y'all somewhat of an idea, because like I said, you can look all this stuff up and you can just see word for word, but at least some of my words are similar to that as far as the origins of Valentine's Day go. Yeah, as far as the origins of Valentine's Day go. But with that said, man, given that most folks are ignorant to the history of Valentine's Day, you just continuing to perpetuate certain things in the spirit world, because really you fear the partner walking out on you. So you got to give your partner some loving. You don't want that partner to turn into a monster on you. Man, screw that. Man, you got to love somebody enough to let them walk away. You know what I mean? You got to be prepared for that. But see, when there's true love, the person never walks away. So, it shouldn't take you having to do some extraordinary things on February the 14th of every year. But just to wrap up with these guys being suckers on Valentine's Day. Yeah, man, you doing all this stuff just to try to win her over or to make up for things or to keep her around? Really? I hope your heart doesn't get broken on Valentine's Day. I hope that it wasn't, right? Now, let's switch from the guys as far as them being the Valentine suckers to the gals as far as how they are the suckers. So yes, Valentine's Day is for the suckers and for the suckers. So let's talk about these suckers. These suckers are just like succubi. Yeah, they're like succubus, succubi. Yeah, that's what they are. Because they sucking the life force out of a man, him trying to give her some love, and she just sucking all that off of him. No pun intended. But truly, that sucker is her sucker, per se. And she sucks all of his love. She's very narcissistic on that day called Valentine's Day. You know, you look at the stats and it shows that a lot of people do shopping on Valentine's Day, almost equivalent to Black Friday. Not as big as Christmas as far as all the shopping is concerned, but very close as far as Black Friday is concerned. You know what I'm saying? So people get it in to be prepared for this day. You know, I grew up and I had a chick ask me to be a Valentine. I never accepted the offer. Sorry, I don't do Valentine's Day. I'm sorry, I don't. FYI, some of y'all didn't know. There is a town called Valentine, Nebraska. It's nearby the South Dakota state line, man. Northwest Nebraska. Just some FYI. And I believe around, every single day that Valentine's Day shows up, the town of Valentine, Nebraska, they put a lot of hearts around the town, a lot of little confetti, things like that. Valentine's type of stuff, right? But I just thought I'd shoot it from the hip, man, as far as why I feel that Valentine's Day is for suckers and suckers. Oh, just to go back to the analogy of the sucker, right? Because I talked about how the sucker, the succubi, they suck these guys off, suck them dry, right? Suck them of all his heart and his love. But see, let's talk about how these guys are actually affected by that, man. It's like a sucker, man. How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll Pop? How many licks does it take for the sucker to get to the center of your heart, sucker? How many licks does it take for the sucker to get to the center of your heart, sucker? For some of y'all, probably don't take a lot of licks. Don't take much. And yeah, you really would love it if she licked you off, would she? Would you? You really would love it if she licked you off. For some loving, man. She don't even love you like that. You got to think of how many guys she's pulled that off with. And by the way, just think about this as I wrap this up. You're not the only guy that's giving her roses and boxes of chocolate on Valentine's Day. Just a little FYI. And most of the time, she's probably throwing them things away, unless she has a chocolate fix. She's just getting right for the next guy that night. And there ain't no Valentine's with this guy because she's able to do things with him almost every single night. Valentine's Day is no exception. So while you sitting there still being a sucker, there's a guy that he ain't her sucker, but she's sure gonna be a good sucker for him. Sucking him off much better than she's sucking you off. She's just sucking you dry of your heart and your emotions. Just saying. Happy Valentine's Day for suckers. Signing out.